getting to the end of a pretty rough month, and it's time to do a channel update. So we're going to tell you all about our month right now. Hi, this is Todd from Sniping, Rhino Ranch, and in today's video I'm going to tell you how our month's gone. And let me tell you, winter came in force this month. In fact, in 2 weeks we probably had all the winter's worth of cold, ice, and snow. But anyway, before we get into it, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming homestead related videos. That being said, let's tell you about our month. Okay, so Jessica is up at the house doing homeschooling with the boys right now, so I guess I'll brief homeschooling in the garden and stuff. Yeah, we have had a lot of ice and snow, and so the boys have been doing quite a bit of homeschooling, just standard, going through the 9th and 10th grade, so nothing really new there. On the gardening front, we started to plant some seedlings, getting ready for the spring. We got a bunch of seeds from Homestead Aquarius. That was from Shed Wars last year, and if you don't know what Shed Wars is, it's kind of like a gardening challenge that took place last year. And on the topic of Shed Wars, so we're getting ready in March to start Shed Wars 21. And so we did our intro video, if you will, this month. I thought it was pretty funny. We're still continuing with the premise that I think it's a war, and the boys and Jessica are trying to convince me that it's a gardening challenge, so we're having a lot of fun with that, and that'll kick off in March, on March 21st, I believe, off the top of my head. Anyway, you definitely want to go check those videos out as they come out each month. We'll be doing pretty much all the different homesteading channels or gardening channels that are participating in it are required to put 2 videos out a month, and you can just do hashtag ShedWars21 to keep up to date with that. We will have a playlist for Shed Wars 21, and we also have our playlist for just Shed Wars from last year, so be sure and check that out. We're definitely getting pretty excited to start that. And before we move on to how the animals and everything are doing, definitely want to give a shout out to Homestead Aquarius for holding on to those seeds for us. With everything with Jess' health and with me traveling, just have not been able to stay on YouTube like we're supposed to, or we should be, and he held on to those seeds for us, even past the date, the no later than date we were supposed to get a hold of them so we could get those seeds from them. So we really appreciate it, Robert, for you holding on to those and sending them. The boys got a big kick out of the crosshairs on the bag you sent, so thank you very much for that. Okay, on the animal front, yeah, it's been rough, especially the last 2 weeks. So the last couple weeks we had freezing temperature sustained with highs below freezing, which is not something normal that happens where we're at here in the Ozarks. At least, definitely not normal for as long as it's been that way, for a couple weeks now. In fact, we've had the coldest temperatures we've ever had here since we've lived here. So it's been pretty miserable. We're hoping our bees survive because of where we live. You don't really have to put the wood bottoms on, so a lot of beekeepers here just leave their screen bottoms on, and we did that too. And so we're hoping that our bees are still alive. Some of the indicators of melted snow or melted frost on top of the hives are not present, so we're definitely kind of worried about that. The pigs are handling it fine. Probably the biggest pain is just keeping water thawed out. We really don't have a good setup for keeping our water thawed out for this long, so twice a day we're having to go take water in 5-gallon jugs, take it up there. We chip out or dump out the frozen ice that is in there, the animals' waterers, and then we pour in the new stuff. And like I said, we do that twice a week for our chickens. We're just rotating our chicken waterers so that in the morning and the afternoon they get thawed out chicken waterers, so they're getting water that way. Our chickens, they haven't left the coop in like 4 or 5 days. When there was ice, it wasn't that big of a deal, but then the snow started and they're having none of that. So we open up the chicken coop in the mornings and they look outside and just spend the whole day inside. So it's kind of funny. Pigs are doing well. We've got a couple that'll be going next month to get butchered, and the sow and the boar are just still trucking along. They don't seem like they're that bothered by the cold, although they do a lot of laying around inside their shelter. One of the problems though that we had in the last week is our goats. So here's a little goat tip, and we'll be doing more this summer on that. You want to have a good fenced in area for your male goat to be separated from the does. We did not have a good area, and our does, our buck got our does pregnant at the wrong time, and so we ended up having 2 of our does give birth, and this is the first birthing for both of the does, and it did not go well. It was the coldest it's ever been, with temperatures down to -7 degrees and wind chill down to -20. And unfortunately, we lost both kids from those. It was very, very rough. We spent the better part of 36 hours outside between the 2 through the birthing. The first one that was born was just really, really weak. It couldn't stand on its own. We tried standing up. It was just too weak to do it. It wouldn't feed on its mom. So what we were forced to do was we brought it into the house for, I don't know, 24, 30 hours, something like that. And I would milk mama, and we'd try to bottle feed it. It didn't want to bottle feed. And yeah, it was just really rough. We'd lay with it, try to force feed it a little bit. And it was born in 8 in the morning, 7, 8 in the morning. And yeah, I mean, it was cold. I think it was only -14 with the wind chill then. But for 12 hours, it couldn't stand. We finally, about 8 o'clock that night, it started standing. We were getting enough milk into it, bottle fed from mom, that it was getting some strength. And I mean, I was really, really excited. And we had another goat that was in labor, and so I was outside, -7, -20 below with the wind chill, and I came in, would feed it throughout the night, and I mean, from 8 o'clock at night till 4 in the morning, the last time I checked on it, it was, I mean, strong. It was eating more. It just, I mean, I was pretty confident it would survive, and was going to take it out that morning to see if we could try to get it to feed on mommy, now that it could stand up on its own. And at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, I checked it again, and I mean, it was half dead. I still am not sure what happened, how it could go from just a healthy, or it seemed like a healthy baby goat, standing up, making noise, feeding, to half dead. But we couldn't, everything we tried, could not get it to make a comeback. And so about 8:30, 8:45, I ended up taking the baby goat back out and letting it die with its mother, which was pretty tough. I mean, I've seen enough in my life that animals are not in the same realm as human beings, but when you invest that much effort in trying to keep something alive, it's definitely a devastating loss when you were unsuccessful. And one of the issues we ran into is it was during a snowstorm. I think we got 8 inches that day, and the roads are all closed. One of the problems with living remote is they don't plow any roads out here, so you'd have to get through 6 miles just to get to the main roads. And you know, being in the south here, they don't plow roads that well anyway, and so we couldn't even get a vet out here or get it to a vet. And because I was taking care of that, a momentary lapse with the other one, and one of the other goats actually rammed the goat that was in labor, and we think that's killed the kid that she was giving birth to, because it was stillborn. And then to throw everything into that, the baby didn't come out, just its head came out, and the mom just could not push the rest of it away. And again, we didn't have the option of calling a vet because nobody can get out here. We can't get out. We're kind of stuck here. Didn't have internet to really see what was going on, and that's a failure on my part. I should have probably been a little smarter. I gotten a little more knowledgeable on emergencies, and I ended up getting saline solution that we had for cleaning out wounds, and put it, you know, sprayed it around the baby, and ended up having to get the stillborn kid out, and that took a couple hours. It was very, very difficult, a lot more difficult than I thought. One of its legs was in a bad angle, which made it very difficult, and it was just not a fun experience for me or for the doe. So yeah, our first birthing on goats did not go well, and so we're still milking the goats twice a day. Mama seems to be doing okay. It's made it through about, a day, 2 days now, somewhere in between there, and it's still going strong. So I don't think we tore anything, which is always the big risk if you have to assist any animal with a birthing. Again, we're stuck out here and don't have the ability to take her to a vet or have a vet come out here. So definitely, if we could help brand new homesteaders or people who are birthing animals for the first time, be cognizant of how far out you live and what the weather's going to be, because definitely did not think that we would be having 2 goats give birth while we're trapped, out in the middle of nowhere. And the weather also is going to affected our next portion, and that's our shout out videos, shout out to our channel. So anyway, let's get to that portion. Okay, our shout out portion. We didn't do a channel update in January just because of circumstances and events got away from us, and we suddenly realized we were at the month and we were out of days to do videos. So we didn't do a shout out video in January. I'd really like to do an accurate channel shout out this month, but I can't even do that. And the reason for that is we haven't had internet that has stayed up for longer than a few minutes for the last 2 weeks or so, and I'm getting ready to leave the last week of February, and so I'm filming this the second to the last week. So I can't get on to see exactly who has left comments how many times. And if you're new to our channel, what we do is whoever leaves the most comments on our videos is who we do a shout out to. I will say I do want to do some channel shout outs. Homestead Aquarius, thank you so much for the seeds. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. In fact, it's escaping me right now, but one of the seed packets that he sent us is something that we've been looking for and weren't able to find. So thank you. And if you haven't checked out his channel, go check out his channel and be sure to subscribe to his channel. Second one is Ernie Hatmaker. As always, she's just amazing with, you know, just keeping in contact with so many different homesteading channels, YouTube channels, and I love her mindset is she wants to help other people grow. Go check out her channel. It's amazing what she does with just helping out other channels, helping them get bigger, helping them get better. And she is so funny. Her sense of humor is so unique that she'll leave you crying. You'll be laughing so hard. So go check out her channel and subscribe as well. The next one, Walsh Farms, is always one of the channels that interacts with us the most. So go check out Walsh Farms and be sure to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And then I guess last is Will It Grow? The shed wars we talked about previously in this video. Will It Grow and Arkansas Woodcutter are the two channels that actually started this last year and are going to be the two team leaders for the different teams for this year. But Will It Grow, his channel growth is absolutely amazing. He went from like 100, something around there. I subscribed to him last year and he's like 26, 2700 now. So he is a very interesting guy. Talks slower than any Yankee I know, and he's got a very unique personality. So go check his video out too, or excuse me, go check his channel out too. I want to apologize to any channels that I may have not covered for whatever. These are just the channels I can remember off the top of my head who've interacted with us quite a bit this month. I'm sure there's other channels and we'll make up for it next month. But yeah, go check out all the channels. We'll have links in the description and, you know, maybe somewhere up here to where you can get to their channel. And of course, subscribe to all of them. So that's been our month in a nutshell. And I'll tell you, it has been very difficult because of losing the two baby goats. That's not something that we normally have happen. And you know, when you're doing a homestead, this isn't a farm. Our animals, while they're not pets, we're not trying to make money off them. We're just trying to live as self-sufficient as possible. And when you only have a small amount of animals, you get to know your livestock. I mean, it's not just, you know, some dumb animal out in the field. It's a part of your homestead family, if you will. And so it was very, very difficult. And yeah, you know, you always question yourself, what could I have done better? What did I do wrong? And you know, there were things that we could have done better, and we will do better. And you know, that unfortunately is part of the homesteading process, is learning from your failures so that you can fail forward to success. And you know, it's always unfortunate that it's when you lose an animal, you know, they're the ones that may pay the price because of mistakes you made or things that you could have done different that you see in hindsight. So we'll get better on it, and you know, definitely make sure we're better prepared for emergencies. You know, when a winter storm comes, you know, we get generators ready, you know, heating supplies, cooking, water, all the things that you may need when you lose power. But we did all that, but we didn't really think about emergencies with our livestock when we wouldn't have the ability to have a vet come out or take them to a vet, because that's never happened to us before out here. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully you learned from some of our mistakes or lack of preparation that we talked about during this video. Make sure hit the like button and leave a comment. Tell us how you survived the great winter storm of 2021. And as always, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming homestead related videos. This is Todd from Sniping, Rhino saying, have a great day.